Welcome back to Breakfast Television. It is a back-to-school season, and for many people, it feels like a new beginning or even a new year, which is why personal finance educator Kelly Keehn says it's the perfect time to reset when it comes to your finances. Good morning to you, Kelly. Thank you for being here.
Leah. Yeah.
You actually want to tell me about a survey that's really interesting that sort of elaborates on how Canadians feel about their finances.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've done a lot with the Financial Planning Standards Council. This was called the Blind Spot Survey, and what it revealed was 40% of Canadians feel that they don't have control over their future. Not a huge surprise. 40% are unclear about their goals, and 30% are overwhelmed by all of the choices. So you take all of that together, Leah, and it means people just do nothing, right?
Right.
They don't know what to do. They bury their, put their head in the sand. And, we were talking off air about how complex it is to choose the right financial planner. The gold standard in Canada right now, it's still unregulated. The gold standard is a certified financial planner. So I love back to the basics because people are constantly emailing me across the country saying, why don't we have financial literacy in the schools? We need to be teaching this, which we do.
Yes.
But overwhelmingly, survey results have revealed that kids want to learn it from their parents.
From mom and dad.
And mom and dad don't know what to talk about, when to talk about it. So, yeah.
Okay, so you and I were talking about off camera. I actually have a meeting coming up with a financial planner, a new financial planner, which is great.
Yes.
But you're right, we're sort of overwhelmed and we don't even really know where to start. So where would you suggest we start?
Okay, a great website that this nonprofit Financial Planning Standards Council has created is financialplanningforcanadians.ca.
Okay.
What you're going to find there is non-biased information on how to choose a planner, what questions to ask, what is a financial plan, all of these questions, videos, articles, all that type of stuff. But three things that I want your viewers to think about is, number one, even if you have no money, set something up. Set up an RSP, set up a TFSA, set up an investment account, because what some early research is showing is that that gets your subconscious thinking about where is money you could put in. Okay, so that's number one. Even if you have no money, $25 a month is enough just for you to start feeling like you got some skin in the game.
Because that sort of gets your head on board too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
number two, get some simple goals. Now, it does get a bit more complex when it's, is it a TFSA, a tax-free savings account? There's so many misconceptions, like that doesn't earn you any money because the banks will advertise 2% or what have you. It's a garage. Just like the RSP is a garage, just like an RESP for your kids is a garage, you still have to put cars in them.
Right.
So some people will say, well, an RSP isn't, they don't do very well or whatever. Those cars are stocks, bonds, mutual funds. If this is all sounding a little too much now, that 30% that's overwhelming, great. Get online with your kids. Google it. Figure out, like, what's the difference between a stock and a bond? This is also very important when you're protecting yourself from investment scams. Is understanding what is a reasonable rate of return, what is the bank paying, what can you get elsewhere. Just basics. If you were going to start golfing or your kids were going to take French this year, you would get down to the basics, to the core. And unfortunately, there's no getting away with that. Even if you've got the planner, you still need to know your goals and all of that. And then the third takeaway is get someone on your side. Get someone like a certified financial planner. If you are one of the Calgarians that are having a hard time still, getting out of the economy, people are reporting that they're doing well, but still struggling, reach out to someone like a non-profit credit counselor. Don't suffer in silence. Really important. There's Credit Canada. There's Money Mentors here in Alberta. These folks are going to take the shame, the stigma away of, okay, now you got a job. You're back on your feet. How do you get rid of this debt that you've got? Don't feel you need to figure that out on your own. But also don't be scared to call up your bank and negotiate too, right?
Sure. There's a lot of emotion involved, isn't there, when it comes to discussing your finances?
Now, if you've got money, Leah, then it's okay. People don't mind talking about that, right? They're like, well, what should I do with this? Okay, that's not so bad. It's when there's the lack of money, and the reality is 50% of Canadians have less than $200 from not being able to pay their bills. That feels horrible. That creates stress, shame. So who do you talk to about that? If you've got a creditor calling, if you, you're close to retirement, you don't know if you can make it. You're trying to help your kids out. There's so much. Why should you have to know this all on your own, right? You wouldn't self-diagnose when it comes to your health.
Of course.
You don't need to know it all yourself.
Right.
Reach out and get help.
Okay, so if we've got one thing you want to take away from this, what would it be?
Just look at your life. What do you owe? What are the interest rates? Do you have anything at work? Do you have life insurance? Do you have an RSP? Do you have a matching program? Don't leave money on the table that's there. Maybe, getting the kids into savings. Like, just know where you are is a great first step, like getting on a scale, and then go from there.
Terrific. Kelly, thank you so much.
Leah.
Fantastic advice as always.